Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Nighttime Show podcast. I am your announcer, Mike Glazer, here with Nighttime Show's producer and head writer, Matt Walker. Our guest today is the showrunner of Danger and Eggs and the executive producer of 12 Forever, Shadi Petosky. And now he had a nosebleed on the way here. Give it up for your host, Stephen Kramer Glickman.
Yo! Bring the heat. Well, you know, this is this is like Waiting for Godot. We're doing Waiting for Godot, the podcast. We don't know if our
that's
guest
the thing
is...
that always confused me.
Yeah.
Is it's Waiting for Godot, right? But then Wonder Woman says her name Gal Gadot, right?
Yeah.
And I was always confused because I kept calling her Gal Gadot, and
Right.
everybody kept saying Gadot, and I was thinking that can't be right because it's Waiting for Godot.
That's exactly that's what I thought too.
It's confusing.
We're too smart for the room.
If you spell your name the same as someone else, you should pronounce it the same as someone else.
Exactly.
Is that why you kept going to all those Wonder Woman Q&As and
Just
trying
asking,
to like raise
how
your
do you
hand?
say your name? What? How do you pronounce Gadot? What?
Oh God.
All right.
Cat on a hot tin, Rofe. One of my favorite plays is Cat on a hot tin, Rofe.
That's just because you are bad at reading.
Okay, listen. We've got each of us have something going on.
Yeah.
All right. Let's start with Matt Walker. Tell us what's going on currently in your life. I want to hear details. I know there's a big thing you've been working on. You were with a client yesterday.
Ooh, are we going to get an exclusive?
What happened yesterday? I know you were on the phone yesterday, and it was very busy. I know you
Did
don't
you
want to just
want to tell you all
reveal
about
it.
it?
Please tell everyone.
Well, we just launched a new web server on Amazon Web Services, and we're running into stolen CPU time.
Oh my
and
God.
So we had to mitigate that issue. So I had to upgrade them from a T2X Large to a T2X Large Unlimited.
Oh! Wow, wow,
Damn.
wow, wow.
Damn.
That is crazy.
But that dropped the
Whoa!
CPU cycles back down, and now the server's running fine.
Okay,
Holy-
because that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, we were all worried it wasn't going to run fine.
Yeah, so, but then this weekend, I'll be upgrading the PHP version to 7.1. And MariaDB,
you crazy.
MariaDB
You
up to
crazy!
10.1.
Oh, shoot.
And then we're going to deploy a CDN on the website
Shit.
and implement some...
Not a CDM. Where the fuck you
CDN.
gonna get what?
CDN.
CDN?
And, yep,
Where the fuck you getting the CDM from, man?
from Amazon using CloudFront.
Shit, man.
Wow.
Amazon.
CloudFront, and then
Bring the heat.
implement server-side caching. That should probably drop our latency by about 30%.
Oh,
Very excited.
man, this motherfucker dropping latency and shit.
Hey, real quick, when we do the edit of this, maybe before you start, we should do a disclaimer like, please, I hope you're sitting down, or something like
Yes,
that.
something like that. Better be sitting down and buckled up.
Look
if
at
you're
Mike
driving
Glazer
a
over
car,
here.
pulled over to the side of the road because you're about to get fucked up with facts.
Look at Mike Glazer over here thinking that I'm actually going to do some editing on on this.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's not going to
I'm
happen.
going to put in some effort on this. Nah, not happening.
Glazer, I know you had a situation. I saw it last night. It made me laugh. It also is terrifying.
It
Please
is.
tell the audience about it.
I posted a fake Craigslist ad saying looking for talent to.
You want me to read it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because real talk, I have gotten a bunch of headshots from people.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So far, the front runner is a guy named Patrick.
Oh.
This is what you posted yesterday. I saw it on Facebook. I thoroughly enjoyed it. This is a viral video dash paid dash non-union, and then in quotes West Hollywood. $175 is how much it pays. That you would tape from 12 to 4 p.m. And we are looking for talent to butt chug Tide Pods for a viral video. Shooting first week of February, must be willing to sign NDA before chugging, so this popular digital company is guaranteed to beat everyone else to the punch. You know what? All I wanted to do is post, instead of BuzzFeed, is it going to go on ButtFeed?
Oh, that's so good. That's so funny.
Yeah, literally feeding the butt.
ButtFeed.com?
You know what you
love that.
could do, because now you're Mr. Culinary School over here.
Yeah.
I'm willing to do this with you if you want. We could get some gelatin, get some like orange gelatin and some lime gelatin, and make our own Tide Pod.
Yes.
Because I got some clear gelatin too. We could use to make like the layer. Make some Jello, whatever.
Yeah.
Cut it out right.
Yeah.
If we put in enough effort, we could probably make something that looks pretty much like a Tide Pod, and then
Absolutely.
you actually could have somebody stick it up their ass and not get sued.
I love that idea so much. I
That's
really
worth
feel
the
like
time.
you should go through with this.
Yeah.
And then you should post this video and, you know.
I mean,
that would be great.
yeah, I'm just trying to get on Vice's radar.
Oh, my God.
That's going to get you on the Vice Squad's radar from
Oh, maybe
LAPD.
that's what it is. Yeah.
That
By the way,
is
did you get
hysterical.
the notice saying that your YouTube channel is being dropped from monetization like I did?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I got
did.
it. I don't think Steven did.
What?
Because you have more than 1,000 subscribers, right?
Yes, I do.
So if you have under 1,000 subscribers and under 4,000 video views in the last month, then they're saying no more monetization for you.
Really?
But actually, I think it's kind of a good thing because, like, so much of their issues that they've had with people who are causing problems is because, like, these little channels with people saying racist stuff, and then that's what screwed up their whole advertising program for everyone.
Yeah.
Is that, like, somebody had an ad, like, you know, like Tide was running an ad, it was on some racist channel because it just goes across demographics, and then
And a
that
lot of
gets
my
reported, and
stuff,
all of a sudden people are, like, pulling all their ads, whatever. Although, if YouTube really wanted to make things better, just end monetization on YouTube. Just end it all.
Well, you know,
Don't pay anybody for anything,
here's
and then
what's
make people
frustrating.
use Patreon or whatever they're going to do to get their money or sell their own ads.
Well, here's what's frustrating for me is I have some. You know what? Matt, you can look this up while I'm talking about it because you're faster at computers. Look up how many video views I have on my YouTube channel total. Okay.
Total views.
Yeah. So they just reached out to me and said that like my they didn't have my correct credit card information. I needed to put in new information, like banking information, so that they can pay me. And then I looked to see how much I made in the last year, and I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos up on my YouTube channel, and they paid me. They paid me $120.
What?
Yeah.
Is how much I got for a year.
What?
Of videos, which I know can't be right because I have in the realm of like I have millions and millions of views on my stuff. So it's got.
But how many are legit? How many of
Legit.
those did you pay through? Did you get through Fiverr?
I didn't buy any of those. I mean, we're talking Big Time Rush stuff, like those, the like James on set, like those
Sure.
videos. Those are at like 1.7 million views. I didn't do any of that.
So, and you made so they gave you fractions of a penny per view,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's something like you get about $1 per 1,000 views, something in that ratio.
yeah, but if that's what it
Something like that.
was, I would make a lot more than that. I don't know.
But I don't know. I can't find a way for me to look it up. If I had access to your
Well,
channel,
I can
you
look
could probably
it up,
look up the total views.
Anyways, big news in my corner. By the time this airs, I will be back from Sundance. I'll probably have a cold. I'm going to the Sundance Film Festival because
On the second weekend?
Nope, it is the first weekend.
You sure?
I'm going on the. Yes, I'm definitely going on the first weekend, not on the second weekend.
But the second weekend, just from my understanding, is when you're going.
Yeah.
I'm not. It's actually the first. It's the first weekend. I'm going on the first weekend.
Now, are you sure? Because the first
the-
weekend is actually like a big deal weekend. Like that's when
Yeah,
all
Right.
the first
movies
weekend's
are-
like that's when the big movies that everybody cares about are going to be there.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when I'm. That's when I'm going. I'm going on the first for the first
All
weekend.
right. Well, you're gonna get
You
there
sure?
one day, pal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll happen.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
it'll happen, man. Good luck.
I
One
mean,
of
so
these
like,
days.
so you're saying like in a couple years you're going to go on the first weekend, and this year you're going on the second weekend?
It's gonna be cool.
For our audiences that yeah okay
is a
1.7
long bit to do for an inside
1.7
joke.
million views is the
That's
most
total
that's
over
the
your
most
lifetime.
views. No, that's on one video. 1 million views on this video.
Yeah, but-
981,000
okay, so-
views on this video.
But that doesn't mean anything because that video has been up for how long? 5 years?
5 years.
Yeah, so it doesn't mean anything. What I'm saying is how many in the
But
last
those
year?
are monetized. They still play.
Yes, but they would have already paid you for most of those views. Is what I'm
Hey,
trying to say.
Okay,
If
here's
you
the
want to
point
butt
of the-
chug some Tide Pod, we can double that, and I can get you 120 plus another 175.
Shit, I'm so in.
Are you union?
I am union.
Can we skirt around that?
Can you
mind
switch
being
to
scab?
FICOR to do this video?
Here's what we do. You guys make the little Jello Tide Pod thing, and then I'll make a video with you guys where I eat the Tide Pod.
Yeah, that's a great idea. That's fun.
Okay.
And then I throw it up, and then I'm in the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that would be really funny.
Like as the intro for next show.
Yeah, that's a good idea. This is a very good idea.
Really funny.
The guys are my two friends here are messing with me because I told them about a fella that I know, and I told him that I was going to be at Sundance. And I told him when I was going to be there, and I said I'm going to be there the first weekend. And then he asked me what the date was, and I told him, and he said it was the second weekend. And then he just kept giving me shit about the second weekend, how no one cares about movies that come out the second weekend.
Seems pretty accurate.
Yeah. What a way to say congrats on going to Sundance.
Yeah, but my movie is premiering the first weekend. That's the point, and they're just giving me shit for it.
What's that movie called?
Forget it.
What's it called?
Wait, are you allowed to?
Yeah, the movie's called White Fang.
Fuck yeah.
And it stars Paul Giamatti and Nick Offerman and Rashida Jones and me. I'm
Really?
all
You're
playing
built
Fangs?
fourth on there?
I'm like fourth or fifth.
Oh, hold on.
Everybody.
I'm fifth.
Is everybody playing Fangs? Or
We're
what's
all
the cast?
different We're all different teeth.
It's a
we all play
vampire
different
movie.
teeth.
It's about
I'm
the
the
teeth
molar.
in the vampire's mouth.
Rashida is a fang.
Oh sure. I mean, star power.
Yeah. Well, and then Paul Giamatti plays the incisors. Yeah.
Oh, two.
He has. Well, yeah. He's very diverse. He's a very diverse,
Very talented.
actor. Yeah.
Yeah, see, White Fang.
Christ on a cracker. Dude. You know how many times I have said I don't.
So what
like,
part is Ethan Hawke playing in this one?
He's not in this one.
But he's in White Fang.
He's in the old White Fang, the
Well,
old one from the old.
That's
the
White
Disney.
Fang.
That's Disney White Fang.
Yeah.
This is animated White Fang. It's different.
Awesome.
Disney makes animated movies.
It's gonna be
They do.
awesome.
They just didn't make this one, Matt.
Why not?
Any spoilers?
Are you saying you're not good
Oh,
enough to
sure.
be in a
I'll give
Disney
you.
movie?
I'll give you. Mike Glazer is asking for a spoiler, and you know what? Our guest is arriving right now. I see
okay.
her walking in.
Excellent.
Our big spoiler alert: there's an explosion. Everybody dies,
Really?
including me. I blow up in a fire.
Do you just
I
like
blow up
eat
into
too much and you
fires.
get gassy and then you blow up?
Yeah, that's exactly
happens.
what happens.
All right, Glazer's going to go get our guest.
Our guest
here
is
she comes.
walking in right now.
Hi.
Hey!
All right.
This is so cool to have you here. You and I have done some texting back and forth through the Twitter through the Twitterverse.
Yeah.
We met through the Twitterverse.
We did, like everyone does.
Like people do. I'm a huge fan of Danger and Eggs. That show is fucking bananas.
You watched it?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm a big 80 Bryant fan, so
yeah.
I had to check it out. I had
Yeah.
to see what was going on.
Yeah, she's
But,
really good.
that show is crazy. For our audience that hasn't seen it, because it's on Amazon, just in case they haven't seen it,
There's a lot of people that haven't seen it because it's on Amazon.
can you give them a little kind of a? Do you want me to?
No,
you want me to read it?
you say what you felt about it.
Okay, so this is the description. This is the description of the show that is listed. This is the listed description.
Oh.
But what I need from you is to help me figure out if I'm correct here. So in this fast-paced original animated comedy.
Already.
Original animated comedy.
Teal-haired Dee Dee Danger, kind of.
It's got
Turquoise?
It changes.
It's more neon.
It's like neonish.
Yeah. Dee Dee Danger's correct.
Dee Dee
Keep going.
Danger and her best friend Philip
Yep.
plan out another amazing adventure that always gets distracted and challenged by numerous factors. That's like
It's a numerous factor.
something
Numerous
like that.
That's the worst copywriting. Hey kids, tune into numerous factors.
Do you guys like numerous factors? You're gonna love Danger and Eggs.
Yeah.
Like-
here's what.
What did that turn into an algebra
now,
class?
what they don't say in the description is that Philip is basically a fucking egg. That's what they don't
Yeah.
say in the description.
Shouldn't
Phillips
that
and
be-
eggs.
And he's
I
got,
would lead with that. Seems
No,
like
it's an
that's
egg.
kind of an important
And he's
thing.
also kind of like a little Inspector Gadgety. He's got like a lot of like different ways of getting around. He's got like some weird pants and
Well,
like
the
mechanical
theme-
arms sometimes. Like he's
sorta.
got like some weird attachments
Yeah,
that he
it's
can
weird stuff.
Yeah.
I wrote the description in the theme song, which is a kid, an egg, a park. They do stuff.
No
Yes.
way.
So that's
Oh,
my,
I love
that's more
that.
mine. It's kind of hard to explain.
That makes sense.
That's
the
but that's
title.
very simple. Like that's cuts right to the chase, tells you everything you need to know right
Well,
there.
we
right?
just didn't know. We don't know.
You know, like I had a meeting many years ago with Mike Black at Nickelodeon. We pitched this super complicated show, and they said, now, if you guys were to write a show about a piece of toast and a cat that were friends, that would be better for us. And we were like, what the fuck are you talking about?
And then did you do that, or did you just
No.
go home and
We just-
you were depressed?
we just both threw ourselves on
Meanwhile,
the bridge.
they're just saying, like, if they ever would have came back.
Yeah,
with
they
that-
would have come
They
back
would've
with
been
this
rich.
show. Yeah, with this piece of toast. And
We
the
keep
cat
telling
show.
people exactly what we want. No one ever listens.
Does the toast have to be rye?
How did this show come to be? Like
humor.
how?
Well,
Yeah.
You could also do it against that, like have a buttered cat and a hairy toast.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh God. How did this show come to be? How did
Well,
exist?
I have an animation studio called Puny.
Were you having
And-
breakfast one day and just thought, this egg, something with that egg?
Do you guys want to guess how it came to be? It
I'm
seems
just
like
curious.
No,
it seems
no.
like there's some theories
No, please.
around breakfast.
Please.
No, it's actually I didn't even come up with the egg. That was Mike Owens, the co-creator. He had this idea for it was breakfasty. It was this tiny countertop egg who was anxious and scared of being turned into an omelet, basically, and it would run around on a kitchen cabinet. It was egg size. And then as we developed it, I was like, let's make it giant. And then that means his mom is like Godzilla, so he's anxious and fearful because he's been looking out of her asshole for his whole life and just seeing like a Godzilla like path of destruction. So that's the world he knows, even though the rest of the world isn't like that. So that was kind of the original idea. And we made a short film that screamed at film festivals about this egg trying to heal all of this terrible destruction, like limbs being missing and blood and stuff like that. And then we made it into a kids show later.
Nice.
Whoa!
See, it
That's
seems like
crazy. That's
this
amazing.
kind of
Yeah, we
thing-
we brought it to Adult Swim, but the dude who was in charge was sick that day.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
He
then
was-
we
he was out
and
working
then
on
we
his
just
cat
never
and
went
toast
back.
show.
We were like,
Yeah.
well, maybe we don't know anybody else that's doing adult animation. Let's do
So it
this
seems
kid.
like, to me, 25 years ago, there would have been a very limited outlet for this kind of show, in that it would be like you could maybe get into Spike and Mike Animation Festival, and then that's pretty much about it at that time. But now,
Or maybe like MTV, like late night.
yeah, if you're lucky. But like now with the internet, you have all these additional places you can go with stuff that's weird. I mean, this is like a weird concept for a show, I would think.
Yeah, but it's a pretty like typical show. Like it's not even that weird, really. Like when you watch it, it's about these two friends. One has anxiety. One has other problems.
Right.
Both have terrible parents, and they're just trying to figure out how to be kids without supervision.
Similarly to like regular show.
Yeah.
Which is like when you look at regular show, when you look at the plot lines of regular show. I don't know if you ever watched that show, Matt, but when you look at the plot lines of the show, it's like two guys work at a golf course. They break their golf cart, and then they have to find the money to pay for it so that they don't get fired. Right? Simple.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, like they ask their dad, and their dad like hooks them up with like extra work on the side. But on regular show, it's a bird and a raccoon that are best friends, and they work at the golf course, and their dad is a gumball machine. But it's fucking amazing. And it's not played for comedy. Like they're not going like, hey gumball machine dad. Like it's just a regular script with regular
world,
stuff.
that's normal.
But in their world, it's normal. Same thing with Amazing World of Gumball, which was like a super weird, bizarre show.
That
where
was just funny though. Everything they say.
that
Do
was
you only
hysterical.
watch things that have gumball machines in there?
I do. I'm
Yeah.
basically a
All
gumball
about gumballs.
animated guy when it comes. So you created your own animation studio, your own.
Yeah, it was more of an interactive studio. We used to make games and stuff, and then we started doing animation to support the games, and then we started working in GABBA because there was like a design firm kind of thing, and then that was like 3 months after I started the company, so we kind of lost track of games and started making TV and did that for 5 years, and then
Did you go to school for that, or how did you
No.
get into that?
no, I just I just want to be loved. I just want to
Cool
make
stuff.
stuff. Yeah, just trying to figure it out. Trying to figure out a place in the world.
What was that like to work on with Yo Gabba Gabba? With
that was rad, and
That's
that was
so cool.
That's kind of why we ended up making this a kid show, is because that opened like a lot of doors for us. Like when we worked on that, everybody wanted to meet with us, and anybody who worked on that show is doing pretty well now. It was great. It was hard because it was like sort of mismanaged and it ended way too soon, and everybody was very sad about it. So we all have storage units.
But I mean, that was
really cool stuff.
Huge in its heyday, because I had friends with kids, and like they went to go see Yo Gabba Gabba live, and it was like a whole thing, and it was like they're selling out like Staples Center.
Yeah,
it
like,
was fun.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But now, were you involved in that part of it? Like,
totally.
Wow.
Yeah, we did all the backgrounds for the live show, and
whoa!
Did you
all
go on
the
tour with
website
them,
and
or
stuff.
like
I never went on tour, but they staged in Minneapolis, is where we were based. So we'd have 5 days hanging out with them in Minneapolis, and then I would go to different venues and do like behind the scenes stuff, because I
nice.
did all their social media too.
Oh my god, that's so
it was
cool.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was just they just came out with toys like way too fast. It got popular kind of too fast, and people didn't buy them in year one. So like Target and Walmart were like, we can't sell these
they
toys.
dropped them.
So then like after that, like Brad Pitt dressed up as a character, and it was in the Thanksgiving Day parade, and it really took off. But then everybody was like, we kind of tried this.
Yeah, we tried it.
There were a
didn't
lot
work,
of things like that. There were a lot of problems. And then 2008 happened too, and all the money stuff. So
Right.
it was an independently financed show. But
Wow.
it's a huge bummer.
That sucks. I'm sorry.
But we're all working on stuff. The showrunner of the 12 Forever show that I'm producing was a Yo Gabba Gabba alum. And we're all doing stuff. Pickle and Peanuts, a Yo Gabba Gabba alum. And
Oh, cool.
yeah, there's a lot of, we're doing a lot of stuff. Aquabats.
Also, I read the
Aquabats is great.
Netflix description, because that's all I could find for it. 12 Forever just never wants to grow up and makes a fantasy world to escape into.
Yeah, totally. She's just this girl who doesn't want to grow up and makes a fantasy world. Exactly what you just said. But yeah, she just has, and then her anxiety, the things she loves and her anxieties kind of manifest themselves in that world and attack her.
Yeah. So, Mike, you're hired to write the
really?
description
Yeah.
for Amazon on this one.
Yeah,
There we go.
Next
Perfect.
time.
That's
It's
awesome.
a really good show. We have like the most killer crew. We did. It's funny. It's going to be really funny. It's like an action comedy. It's really
Is that also animated?
Yep.
Okay.
Wow. Now, when you said that when you have this company, do you animate stuff yourself? Like, are you an animator, or do you hire animators and bring them in?
I hire
or?
people. I like do paperwork and
That's so cool.
put up pictures and no matter what I was going to say, you were going to say that's so
No,
cool.
no, it's
I
so
was like,
cool.
no, I
Being in
don't.
charge is cool.
No, I
No,
human
dude.
resources. And,
Look, either way, it's very, very
no,
cool.
I'm mostly a writer, and so I'm always developing stuff for my company and for other companies. But on the studio side, it's more administrative. When I don't have a show to run.
Is that the least fun part of your job? All that?
Yeah, totally. I hate it.
Okay.
It's.
Why don't you hire an
sucks.
HR person to take
No,
on
we
all
have
that?
people, but it's you only hire.
You
certain
still get
people for
stuck
certain
in,
time.
yeah.
Yeah, you still have to do things. I have to do things.
I'm trying to teach myself how to hand animate, like
stop motion
stop
almost.
motion, basically.
Yeah,
stuff
cool.
right now, because we got we did an episode of our show that's like one of my favorite episodes we've ever done with Bruce Valanche.
Amazing.
And it was hilarious.
Stories.
Yeah, the stories he was telling were just fucking insane. And so the artist who does all our artwork for our show, he hand drew all of the guys that work on our show as He-Man characters.
Amazing.
And then he drew Bruce Valanche as a He-Man character. And
He
then
looks like a He-Man character.
he
right?
does.
Yeah,
With the
already.
hair and
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah.
So then he's drawn like a couple different arms for me and a couple different mouths for each of us. And then right now I'm like going in and trying to put it into Final Cut and figure out the timing of it. So that we've already done one of them, but I'm trying really hard to figure out like, how many frames per second it has to be and all that kind of stuff to be
24.
able to like how many like like it's a little tricky with like how many mouths do I have to draw for each character without wanting to punch myself in the face forever.
No, yeah. I
Because
see
they're
what
like it's 12 mouths. That's what you have to do, and I'm like, I can't. I don't know how to.
like, how do you make 12 different mouths?
I don't know how to do it.
You don't need 12.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure it out, but one step at a time. We're doing it one step at a time, but like it'll be really cool. Yeah. But that's like I literally like I went to a friend who works in animation up at ILM, and I was like, "Hey, if I gave this to you, like, would you be able to do it?" And he was like, "Yeah, it would cost you a lot of money. You'd have to hire 3 other people besides me, and it would take us about like 2 months to get about 5 minutes done." And I was like, or I can just learn.
That's the ILM answer.
Yeah, I was like, I'll just try to learn it myself, I guess, do it. But yeah, it's tricky. That stuff is very tricky. So that's so cool that you have a company that can rock stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's how I started, was just trying it, doing different things. I animated a couple of our first games, and then it was like, but I was also doing like UI design and programming stuff, and so it was just all over the place.
So what are some of the games you made? Like, were they PC
they were all
based?
mostly, they were mostly marketing games for Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon. So
Okay.
like Crypto the Superdog.
So like on a website.
On their sites, yeah.
Like the old Flash stuff.
Flash games, yeah. Flash and
oh my god,
the other one.
I love Nickelodeon.
Shockwave.
No.
Snake.
No, the one that everybody still uses.
Snake?
You know that game?
Well, there's HTML5.
Unity.
Okay,
Sure,
yeah, Unity
sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk a little more about Danger and Eggs. We gotta talk about this cast because A.D. Bryant is so funny.
She's so good.
What? How did this? Like, how did you guys put this cast together? Like, how did this come together?
Her agent sent us a list, and we picked her, and she said yes.
What?
For her.
Oh. Okay.
For everybody else, it was mostly people I knew or people I really liked. Yeah, I don't know how. That's how you cast. You're fans of someone, so it's like, oh, I really want to work with that person.
Did they send over a list of them doing it, like auditions, or did they just send a list of actors?
They just
that
send
are
a list,
interested?
and they're like, you better know who these people are. So then you have to Google them and find stuff out. But yeah,
Did the characters change once she became a part of it, and so like the look?
totally,
and
yeah. We didn't change the look much for her, but we completely changed the way we wrote the character and the way we thought of the character because of the way she was doing the voice. But we didn't think anybody like that big would do our show. You know, even though Amazon was doing it at the pilot stage, it was like, you know, the lead guy is a Minnesota improviser, so it was like, it was amazing. Like, it was amazing that she said that she would do our show. We thought we were looking for, like, I'd never gotten a list from like an agent before. I've never worked with anybody. It was always just like finding people around town, and
I recognize some UCB people.
Yeah, and that's kind of still the way we did it. But on some of the bigger voices, it was like an agent sent us somebody, or the casting director, Sam, like, got us auditions of people we never heard of, and so we ended up hiring people off of that. But we had weird stuff happen. Like, there was like one part, and we were reaching out to people, and we got an audition back, and it was Felicia Day, and it was like, we got Felicia Day, like, she, you know, and
whoa,
yeah. So it was just like that kind of stuff happens too, where it was like, of course that would be great to have her, and she did such a great job, but like, I didn't know that she would audition.
Yeah,
you know?
that's so crazy.
We were thinking about her the whole time because our another executive producer is Chris Hardwick, so he would think of people that, you know, are in that world, and her name was on the list, but she came to us first.
No, what about Eric Noble? How did he come to?
He's the person who he basically like created. We had Philip, and he just improvised Philip in our basement, and that's when we made the adult short film. So he was attached right from the beginning.
Got it.
And we just like loved his voice of Philip so much that it was part of the pitch and part of the sizzle reel. Like, we thought that made the character and could really sell the character.
That's
now,
so cool.
When you took this to Amazon and you sold to them, I know sometimes what they do is, as a Prime subscriber, I see these things where they're like, here's a bunch of pilots, you watch one episode and you get to vote on which ones you want to see made into series. So like, you went through that process.
Yeah. Yeah.
How nerve-wracking is that to have like your thing out there and then...
Well, on the one hand, it's amazing because you get a full pilot. They're not even doing it anymore, I don't think, as much.
Yeah.
But at the time, you got a full pilot. And I've worked on, you know, a dozen development things before and have done pilots. And the best I've ever had for like a live thing is like a Nickelodeon short. But everything else is like buried and hidden, and nobody ever
we'll
gets
never
to see it.
Yeah.
Right. So to have a pilot out there, that was huge. I started getting calls from people, and one of my old developments like kind of re-upped itself because of the pilot. So like, I think it just kind of gave us a little bit of credibility. So that was really cool. But then the actually getting people to vote for it, you know, you have to like campaign. It's a little bit like a Kickstarter, but it's on Amazon, so you feel like, so you're asking for favors for everybody to tell people to rate and watch your show and stuff. But it worked out. We did it, and I just don't like asking
Did they
people for
pick?
stuff.
Did they pick a more than one show, or is it only one show that gets?
They pick a
picked?
few usually. I think.
Yeah, in our wave, I think 2 went.
Yeah, because they'll have a bunch of them up there, and then because I used to get the emails from Amazon like saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, watch these shows, and you get to vote on which one will be." And I never watched any of them. But
I
was
do,
seeing
and I
that.
always did.
Yeah.
I like watching pilots just in general of anything that comes out. So I kind of like the Amazon thing. But it's people like we're not competing against each other. They just want to see if that show's going to be popular, and they would be
Right.
like, if 3 are doing really well, we'll do all 3.
Yeah.
But people think that we're competing, so there was a lot of like, why would they do this show and not this other show? And it's like, oh, we just did better, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that it was
Yeah.
a bad show.
Yeah,
it's
it
just
wasn't-
that's what the
it
people
wasn't
wanted.
bad.
I remember the first time around, there was like some sort of outer space show that they had done.
That was in our wave.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's in the same. That was around, and it was stop motion, I believe, or it was. It looked like stop
Oh,
motion.
are you? You're talking about the adult Office in Space animated one, right? Stop motion
Yes.
animation. Yeah, that was weird because that was a pilot, but they didn't have enough money or time to do it. So it was
Yeah,
like
it looked-
it started out where it's like, "Hello, our show is in what we call stop motion."
Yeah.
and
like explaining
but this is called an animatic. Sometimes you'll see this, and sometimes you'll see this. The animatic is the unfinished part. Enjoy our show, and it would go back from and it was like, why would you put
God.
that up? That's so
Yeah.
weird.
Don't put that up.
Also, if you can't afford, I don't know. Anyway, it didn't go.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So-
And then they didn't do any adult animated series since then. They were like, we will not even let us.
Wow.
Like, and that's how I met Amazon. Is I went to pitch an adult animated series, and they're like,
They were
we're
like,
not
nope.
we're not doing that at all. So and then,
Now, when you went to Amazon and you got to make this pilot, did they fund that pilot, or was
Yeah,
that on your own
totally.
dime? Okay.
yeah,
That's
awesome.
amazing.
And
That's
Jeff
so
Bezos, pretty cool,
he,
huh?
yeah, he came over
Went to your house
with a bag of money
Oh wow.
Yeah. Really?
and a broken drone.
I love
He
me some
said,
Bezos.
I had a big plan. It was going to be real cool.
Yeah.
But it's not ready yet.
Have you seen? Every once in a while, this picture goes around on the internet. It was floating around on Reddit the other day, where it's like Jeff Bezos at his first office, and it's just him at a desk with like this
Yeah.
computer and wires all over, and he looks like such a schlub. And it's like this tiny little room, and he's got this sign on the wall that looks like it was drawn in hand, just says like Amazon.com from like '97 or whatever it was.
It was 99.
Yeah.
What and everybody and there's always like a caption below that picture that's just like, you can dream it, you can do it. Like
Right,
if
yeah.
this is Jeff Bezos, but if you actually know anything about that,
Yeah.
that's a screen capture from 60 Minutes.
Yeah.
Covering this
Covering him.
billionaire. He was already
Yeah.
a billionaire.
He was already
Right.
rich at that
His
point. yeah.
IPO had it, and they were like, "Oh, why does your office look so shitty?" And he's like, "It's a symbol of showing customers that we're not spending money where
Yeah, it's
we don't need to." So it's like he had like he was in this beautiful building with
Yeah.
all these a billionaire with
He
all
just
these
had a crappy
employees.
office, yeah.
It's just he spray painted the Amazon.com sign as a symbol.
Yeah.
and people are like, "Look,
Wow.
this is how it was." And it's like, no.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
like you
I
got to go
like-
back to like
that's
you
hysterical.
got to go back
Yeah.
to like 95 eBay to find the real deal on that. You know, what I mean?
Oh,
like
yeah,
the real one of those where like somebody's just in their garage and stuff like. Because I've been on the
Well, yeah,
internet
because
a
he
long
was a
time.
stock market. He was a Wall Street guy.
Yeah, he had
Jeff
money when he
Bezos-
came in.
Yeah, he was fun.
Like I think I
He's
made my
always fun.
first.
cool. I
I think I
love
made
it. But
my
that's
first
how we
Amazon
always-
purchase in '98. Like it's like I've been an Amazon customer for forever.
Nice.
Yeah,
Wow.
What's
your
your
fault.
password?
yeah. My password?
Yeah, what's your password to
Yeah, what's your
get in there?
password? Let's prove
Password.
it.
It's 123 password. Don't tell
4,
anyone.
That's a strong one.
78, 87.
Oh yeah, it's like super strong.
I got to do some shout outs to some cast members on that show because I've got some friends on the show.
You have a one-track mind.
I
with
do.
The cast.
He's-
Yeah, with the
no.
casting.
He loves
I-
it.
Let's talk
Look,
about casting and voiceover
Sam-
and voiceover
Sam
artists who
Riegel.
need work.
Sam Riegel.
Sam, yeah.
I love that guy.
He's our casting director.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's our voiceover director.
He's so badass.
That's why he's kissing up to
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not why.
He has the most amazing ability to get people work. He's got so many shows that he's casting on, and he could just
God.
give people a job with the snap of his fingers. And
Good Lord.
By the way, Sam
No
Riegel,
way.
you're
Are you being
freaking
serious?
awesome.
Yeah,
just
No, I love
playing
Sam
your
Riegel.
internal mind. Yeah,
That's hysterical.
his wife is a DP. She could probably get people jobs.
Oh
and
my
feature
God.
But
films.
your whole family is awesome.
Everybody
Sam.
go
Yeah.
find Sam's family.
He has 70,000
go to his
Twitter
house and find
followers,
his
and
family.
he's an easy retweeter.
Oh my God! How did you end up getting involved with Chris Hardwick? Because it looks like from your history, you guys have been
don't Say
together.
involved with.
No,
I am a trans person. That is some. like dangerous.
How long have you worked with Chris Hardwick?
How long have you worked with Chris Hardwick? It seems like you guys have known each other.
We've been involved secretly. Eddie Murphy introduced us. And
What an exclusive.
no,
Nailed it.
97, 98 or something.
Oh, so a
like
long
that.
time.
He was.
That's like
maybe
just
later.
barely post Singled Out.
No, that was
Right.
like 92.
I was in college when I was watching Singled Out. So that has to be early 90s.
Oh, did I say 90? I meant 2007.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
get 97 and 2000. Does that ever happen to you guys?
Sure.
I lose a decade in there.
I did
Not
not emotionally
97.
grow
Not-
very much between
not
97 and 2000.
No, you're right.
Okay,
Thanks for
2007.
catching me.
Yeah.
Do not let that slide. More like 2007.
Okay. That's when we used to run into him with like doing open mics and stuff, and he was around. He was known, but he wasn't like.
He used to
Chris
come
Hardwick
to the
he is now.
Canoga Park
Yeah, we
bowling
seen him at
alley.
a bowling alley. We did stand up.
You guys-
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I met him after that. He was touring. He was doing Acme in Minneapolis.
Was he
and-
with Hard and Firm at that time, or?
Oh yeah, he was doing
Okay.
stuff with them. Like he had videos out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he also had Nerdist. Like he was a dude. He was a
Yeah.
well-known dude.
Yeah.
But I had worked with somebody named Will Shepard who worked on Home Movies and a bunch of the
Oh, cool.
Soup to Nuts
Oh,
shows
love
and knew
Home
Chris from
Movies.
that. And so I think we had lunch and it was just about like if you have animation ideas because he loves animation and we knew that. So we just had lunch with him in Minneapolis. And then we became friends just casually. Like I'd come to LA and he'd be like, come to my show or whatever. Like that kind of LA friend. Like you think you're somebody's best friend and then you find out that there's 1,000 people that you're
Right,
like, come,
yeah.
yeah, come to my show.
Right.
But then one time I texted him getting off of my flight and he was like, oh, hey, do you want to do my IFC pilot? And it was just like that random thing where it's like we just sold the animated pilot to IFC and if you guys want to do it, you can do it. So we did a pilot together and it was really great and didn't go. Comedy Bing Bing went instead. And then we just kept knowing each other after that.
He's
Cool.
such a
And
nice
then we did
guy.
his we did his title sequences for his comedy specials too.
What? Did you ever work at Nerdist?
No.
Like, for the company?
No, I never worked for the company, but I was around. We were working on the IFC show when he sold that to Legendary, so that was kind of like that big moment. And then there were
Yeah.
bigger moments, like people don't know that Talking Dead is like the most watched late night talk show because it's
crazy.
it's like more than Kimmel, more than anybody else. It's like the biggest ratings because it's after Walking Dead and people love it. So yeah,
And that's become a
really
thing
took
that
off.
now every show they're like, we're gonna have an after show for
Yeah,
everything. And for a
totally.
while, they even did one for like a season on Naked and Afraid, where it was like it was Bob Oshak was one of the guys on there who writes for our show, and he was on there, and they would like come on and they would talk about what you just saw on Naked and Afraid. I'm like, not every show needs this. Like this isn't one that
I want it for every show I watch. I need to. I want to talk to somebody
Like a Bob Ross.
yeah,
You know-
which I watch all the time.
You know, what was my favorite after show? My favorite after show was it was called Another Shot, and it was
was it Shot of Love with Tila Tequila?
it was the after show for Shot of Love with Tequila, and it was hosted by Ryan Stout, our dear
Oh, yeah,
friend
that's right. I
and
remember,
comedian.
yeah.
And it was hilarious because he would just tear apart the show, and he was really mean. He's a
Yeah, it's
really
like-
funny
It's
comic.
like you just watched morons for an hour. Now let's talk about them.
Let's
being
talk about
moronic.
how dumb everybody was on that show. It was great.
Yeah, I need them.
I know. Me too. The worst of the worst.
Can I ask? I'd like to ask you a writing question for animation.
Okay.
Pretty serious here.
Okay, it's time for a serious. We got a serious.
Serious
It's a
question.
serious segment. Serious question with Mike Glazer.
Okay, here we go.
Animation just seems so limitless to me. So where's the line? Like, how do you make a choice in a script when you can do almost anything you want at all?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. I mean, that's what all the execs say, right? Like, oh, if you want to decide between doing something live action or animation, just yeah. I develop a lot of stuff, and I always want it to feel like there's still. It's all about the stakes. Still, it's kind of like if that character can fly around the planet, you know, and spin it backwards and make time go backwards, then what do we ever have? So it's about like kind of controlling, like making rules and kind of controlling wild things so that your show just means nothing, you know.
Right.
So I think it's the same problem that any And I don't even know if that's true anymore, right? Because with VFX, you can do anything in it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you need,
I mean, like what you
need
just
to
mentioned, that was
Yeah.
early 80s Superman did that. I saw Chris Reeve do it.
Yeah, so that was just like it's about just being true to your show and not
because you made up your rules.
Re-ravel later. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys establish rules on this show that you're working on before?
We said that it should take place in the park from hell to space. Like just kind of like that's our space in this park. We didn't establish any rules for we didn't draw the park. We're like it's kind of like Central Park where the first time you're there you have no idea where it ends.
That's so smart.
So it was like, we can put stuff in there. So like do that. And then I think generally I'm anti time travel. As I just said, I mean, it's great. I love.
Are you starting a fight with Doctor Who fans right now? Is what you're gonna do?
Oh gosh, I don't love. Chris is a huge Doctor Who fan. I have so many Doctor Who. My boyfriend loves Doctor Who. He's British. I can't do it. But I like Looper.
Internet Feud.
I like all those
Internet
things.
Feud. We're starting here. Come on.
I made a joke about and I did say Doctor Who, and it's like they're the Doctor, and I used the DR, and I'm trying to be out here as a Hollywood nerd and get it completely wrong.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
can't go to Comic-Con now. You're banned.
Yeah.
Do you have a lot of fun at Comic-Con?
Oh my god! Yeah, I've been there. I've been going since '98.
Really?
And not 2008. Yeah.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite thing to do?
20th year. Well, this year. Wow. I know. And from Minnesota, I've spent all my money. Well, it was cheaper then. But
so you went back when it wasn't as hard to get in, like when it was about comic books.
$60 hotel rooms. I've been getting a professional pass. I remember, I got a professional pass because I was assisting somebody with publishing their comic, and I remember the guy in line that was taking so long was a graphic designer, and he had only graphic designed his business cards. And so they're like, and an album. So he gave him a business card, and he gave him like a EP album cover, and he's like, I've done these two things, and they're like, professional.
Oh,
so yeah, you could get in then.
God.
It's like I used to go to E3 every year, and I would just make a fake business card for myself, saying that I was representing like a games magazine that didn't exist. Yeah. And I give it to them, and they let me in for free to E3 back when I was really into games.
It's weird how that works. Like sometimes that works really well, and sometimes it doesn't work at all. My the co-creator of Danger Eggs got his friend and his wife into the Critics' Choice Awards last week by saying they were his publicists. His joint publicists. Yeah, and it's like so his wife got to go, and I'm like, nobody told me you could do that. And it's like that event, you'd think. No, you can't get into that by saying something like that. Ridiculous. No, they were there.
Genius. Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah, I do that at Comic-Con. It wasn't. I always got the professional validation, but the line used to be so long before they started mailing it. So I would always go. This is going to get me in trouble. I'd always go and say, "Oh, hey, I have to get a name change because I'm trans and I just transitioned every year after year." And then they'd let me in to go do that, and then I would just
to bypass the line.
And then I just grab my badge.
Oh, that's amazing!
And go. Well, because I had to do it one year, and then after that, every time I did it, and I remember one time, I was standing there with some people, and I was like, "Oh, can I stand?" I was like, I felt guilty about it. Can I stand in line with you guys? And they're like, "No, sorry." And I was like, "What? Like Twitter friends? I thought we knew each other so well."
Wow.
And they were like, "No," and I was like, "Okay." And then I went and did it, and then walked out and walked past them, and I had my badges and stuff like that. I was like, Jesus. But it's cool. It's cutting lines is bad.
Look, I've done something much worse. You want to hear what I did? I'll tell you what I did.
Oh, I've done way worse things.
Yeah. No, I went to the airport because my foot was broken. I was in a boot, and so I went to the airport with my foot broken, and they put me in a wheelchair and wheeled me past like hundreds, 400 or 500 people right to the gate, right? And I was like, oh, that really helped. Too bad my foot's broken. And then that was like 2.5 years ago, and then about 6 months ago, I had to fly to New York, and I got there, and I got to LAX, and there were like 500 people in front of the place, and I was like, you need to pull over to the side and tell them my foot's broken. I just came from the hospital. And they were like, get him a wheelchair. And they put me in a wheelchair, and I did it on the way back too. It was the easiest fucking flight. They had me first boarding. I was first to board, and I did the limp. I did the Kaiser Soze limp. It was so great. I swear I will continue doing that.
That's such a curse.
Catch me, you sons of bitches.
Yeah.
We got to wrap up, which I would
So
love
short.
to. I know.
Why didn't you leave enough time for me?
I know. Why didn't we do that? We're the worst.
Do you want to come back?
Yeah, please.
Hang out?
Yeah,
come
I'll
hang out with
be
us
40
again.
minutes late next time.
All right, good. If we go and do our show at like LA Comic Con or Kamikaze, would you come and be on panel?
Oh,
and
yeah,
come
of
hang with
course.
us? Okay, good. Please. How can people find you on the internet?
Shadi Petosky at everything.
How do you spell that?
SHAD, exactly like it sounds.
Okay.
SHADIPETOSKY.
Awesome.
Okay, that's not how I would have tried to spell it.
Yeah, yeah.
go.
and
I would have
that's
ended with an
really
I.
everything.
Is that Instagram as
I'm
well?
desperate. Yeah, it's the same. It's just I just use that.
That's
Also,
smart.
congrats on that
That's how you
blue
do it.
check mark.
Yeah.
Oh,
Verified.
Verified.
Twitter, yeah.
What
Yeah,
about
I
you,
did-
Glazer? Where can people find you?
At Glazer Boo Hoo Hoo.
Is that verified, Glazer?
No.
Oh, well, too bad.
And he's in the Writers Guild. You know,
Yeah.
you'd think
Yeah.
they would.
Unbelievable.
It's automatic.
You
I
can-
tell people I am, but I am only the $100 a month or the $100 member, the associate member.
Uh-huh.
That's I just
Still a member.
I'm vulnerable. I just wanted to tell some truth.
Still a member.
Yeah, you're a member, but you're not really a member.
That's
Animation,
insane.
you don't get to do the Writers Guild.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's,
didn't know that.
That's for another time. We should talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
honestly.
Glazer just got in.
Congratulations.
Like a month ago?
Yeah,
Couple
a
weeks
month
ago.
Yeah.
Mazel tov.
Night of
Yes.
Too Many Stars on
I'd
HBO.
like to do that.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you.
I'm not in the Writers Guild, but I am verified on Twitter.
Hey.
So you can find me there at Funny Matt, or if you're annoyed by anything I had to say, please let me know at mattwalkersucks.com.
Yes, and people do.
Yes.
You can always get me at Stephen Glickman, STPHEN Glickman on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch, I believe, for some sort of
Where they can watch you play Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto,
as your character,
Xbox.
as your character from Big Time Rush.
God, I have real emotional problems. I'm playing video games on my days off with literal
With children.
children from around the world, and we're doing stuff like this. Like the other day, we were flying. It was like me and 4 like teenagers, and we're running around killing people. Me and a bunch of teenagers, and my character's dressed to look like me. On Big Time Rush from like Nickelodeon, and we're going around, and then this like 8-year-old in a helicopter goes, "Hey guys, I'm landing," and he like lands near us, and he goes, "Get on," and we all get on the helicopter, and he goes, "Where to, guys?" And everyone goes, "Nathan, take us out of here, man. We're getting shot at. Get Glickman out of here. We gotta go." And the helicopter takes off, and he goes, "No problem," and then he just smashes into a building, and we all die. And I said, "Oh, God damn it, Nathan, pull your shit together." And he was like, "I'm real sorry." It was just, I'm having a little too good a time.
Yeah, you shouldn't play video games online with people who should be
no.
calling you sir. That's a
Yeah,
bad idea.
sir, I'm really sorry, sir.
Who's
Anyways,
going to teach him racism?
Yes,
That's what you're there
that's
for.
what I'm doing.
Toxic masculinity.
hilarious. Guys, this has been so much fun. Thank you so much for coming to do the show.
Thank
It
you.
means the world.
Yeah.
You bet. All right, talk to you soon. Love you guys.